Hello everyone, I'm the Skin, and today I wanted to share with you guys some of my experience in Robocraft. So, let's log in. For those of you who are new to the game, Robocraft is basically a mixture of Minecraft and World of Tanks. I played only 14 hours so far, I'm currently level 3. But for the very beginners in this game, I just wanted to show you guys, to share with you a few tips that I believe will be useful to you from the start of the game, from level 1 on. So, there are many different designs in this game. Pretty much everyone has his own unique design. This design works best, at least for me. In my opinion, this is one of the best designs that you can do in this game. And I'll tell you why that is. So, from level 1, I used similar designs to this one, but all of them had one thing in common. I tend to build them like this. I put thick frontal armor in front of my vehicle. The thicker the better. And the best armor I have, I put it in the front, and then moving on with the next one, with the lower durability from this one. What I mean is, if this is level 3 armor, when you don't have any more of it, you put the second one, the previous one, the tier 2, and so on and so on. So, why I designed my vehicles like this? First of all, I try to put my cockpit the further back possible. In this vehicle, the cockpit is right there. It's kind of in the middle, but in my opinion, the further back your cockpit is, the better. But it should be protected at all costs, because if it gets destroyed, you get destroyed, and you don't want this to happen. So, I built my vehicles like this: heavy, thick frontal armor, and I angle my vehicle to absorb the shots with this frontal armor, because this thick armor is the best defense you have in the game. They have to cut through all this armor to get to you, to your cockpit, to your pilot seat. And if you put it right here in the back, and you put a ridiculous amount of armor in front, it will take them a very long time to cut through till they reach you. This is only effective if you angle your tank to face the shots. If they hit you sideways or from the back, you will die pretty quickly. Sideways, I use the stock armor because I simply don't have any more of this, but your wheels should be protected as well. But this is pretty much the design that works best for me and worked so far great. I played I don't know how many games, maybe 30, 40, 50, I don't know. For 14 hours there are a lot of games, and I survived more than 2/3 of them. This design can take quite a few hits, even with plasma. Even if you're hit with plasma, you have some armor left. So, this is about the armor design. Once again, put your cockpit, pilot seat further back as possible and make it protected. Put all this armor in front and make a very thick frontal armor to protect your whole vehicle from the front, and always face the shots with your front. at least when possible. And if you do this, I can guarantee you that you will stay in the game at least a few seconds longer, and you will probably be able to take out the one attacking you by the time he tries to punch through your armor. So, let's talk about wheels. Piece of advice: use a 6-wheeler, but put this wheel, the middle one, right about there in the middle. I'll tell you why that is, guys. The front wheels gets destroyed. No matter how thick your frontal armor is, it gets destroyed at some point, and then you will lose your front wheels. And if you have only 4 wheels, you get stuck with only these here in the middle, and you won't be able to maneuver. So my advice is put another set of wheels, steering wheels, in the back, so even if you lose your entire front end, you will have at least some maneuverability left to escape, to outmaneuver your enemy, whatever you want to do. So this is pretty much about wheels. Also, try to make your wheels protected. The longer they are protected, the better. Try to use good armor for wheel protection as well. I don't have it here, so I didn't use it, but at least try to do this. So, guns. Let's see the research tree. Plasma guns deal heavy damage, and they're great at very close range. If you hit someone with plasma at close range, he's dead. 95% of the times you hit it, he's dead with one shot, if you have 2 or 3 of these guns. However, if you use those things, which personally I think they are better than the plasma, and I'll show you why in just a second. If you use those guns, they can be devastating as well, as long as you have enough of them and you know how to shoot them. So, what is the difference between the plasma and those guns, the rapid firing ones, as I like to call them? In this build that I currently have, I have plasma mounted because I just unlocked it and I thought it would be great. And it is at close range, and if you can place your shot right, it is great. But let's see the tech tree again. The good thing about the plasma is the damage. Hit someone 3 times from a distance or 2 times, you can probably, no matter how thick armor he has, you will destroy him. But you have a reload time. This is the first thing. It's about 2 or 2.5 seconds, I don't know exactly. Let's say it's 2 seconds. There are 2 seconds recharge time after each shot, and in these 2 seconds you might lose some of your weapons if you are fired upon, either by plasma or by those types of guns. So the other thing is, these guns shoot straight. Their firing arc is just dead on. You point with your cursor at the enemy, you shoot, and the shots are there. With this thing, you have to know where your shots will land, and the probability of a miss is very high, especially of a long distance. My advice is, if you want to play with plasma, practice. Practice first, a lot. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2, 3. Practice as long as you feel you can take out the enemy with 1 or maybe 2 shots, but practice as long as you need to effectively land every shot you fire on the enemy craft, no matter the distance. If you can do this, you'll be great in Robocraft with those types of weapons. So I personally prefer the other ones simply because you can put them sideways either. Those guns you can't. I don't know why that is, guys. Plasma must be always on top, and I don't like this. And you cannot mix them. You cannot use plasma and the other guns at the same time. It's either plasma or the other ones, and I personally prefer the other ones because you can put them sideways, you can put them on the front here, wherever you like. These, you are stuck with them always on top. So, something else about weapons. Try to have at least some of your weapons at the back, because when this armor plate is destroyed, you will lose those weapons and you will get stuck with what you have on the rear of your vehicle or on your sides, depends on what you're using. But I personally prefer the other guns because I can mount them on the front, on the side, pretty much wherever I like, and they are very accurate guns. They do less damage, but they are rapid fire. You can take out pretty much anything what's on the enemy vehicle by the time the plasma reloads. Piece of advice: if you're using the rapid firing guns, don't shoot at one point. When you're shooting, when you're holding down the firing key, try to shift your mouse a bit, just like that. And doing that, you'll affect larger area, and typically you can even destroy the enemy's weapons more easily, more effectively, because when firing, the shots get a bit scattered. They don't land at the same point every time, but if you shift your mouse a bit, the area of effect is greater. So this is about guns, guys. Once more, this is the design that I believe it will be useful for the early level players, level 1 to 3, because I'm currently level 3. I cannot speak of higher levels. I haven't reached them yet, but this works best, at least for me. If you have any ideas, feel free to share them with me, guys. You can write on my channel, whatever you like, comment this video. If you have better ideas or better advices, I'll be happy to hear them. Once again, heavy, thick frontal plate of armor, and put your cockpit further back. That way they have to cut through all this armor to reach you. Of course, this is if you angle your tank to absorb the shots with its best armor. One more thing, guys, I almost forgot. When you make this frontal plate thicker, it gets heavier and it lifts your rear end. So my advice is put some weight on the back as well. Try to balance the weight, because if you don't, your rear will get lifted when traveling downhill or down a sloped surface, so it will affect your maneuverability and steering. So try to add some weight at the back as well. So this is pretty much it, guys. I hope someone will find this useful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. If you like this video, subscribe. If you don't, just don't. And I'll see you soon, guys.